Guys, there is no understandable or okay way for anyone in the history of ever to make a threat to SWAT someone or a group of people and claim to have their addresses through some very fancy hackering means and get away with said threat. That's what our dumbass of the day decided to do. And it's kind of a really bad thing to threaten because, believe it or not, it's kind of against the law. I also feel like there is no circumstance where you should actively say you want to see someone swatted, because we all know being swatted can actually change someone's life. And sometimes remove people from life altogether, because that's a thing. But in order to get to the bottom of this and understand it, we need some context. So we're going to go back in time, and we're going to explain this entire situation and how all of this happened. So what is swatting? Swatting is the action or practice of making a prank call to emergency services in an attempt to bring out the dispatch of a large number of armed police officers to a particular address. Or in other words, for us Canadians, we have a tea party. Now, this is where we get into some stuff that some of you may not know about and some games that you guys may not know about as well. You see, I do a lot of stuff with a game called The Isle, and there are communities within said game because servers have communities. Now, there was two primary communities that were involved in this, and they are Fallen Kingdom, which the kingdom literally fell, and Risen Realism, which they literally rose. And what I mean by that is Fallen Kingdom lost all of its players, more or less, and Risen Realism really rose up and got a ton of players. Now, for those of you who don't know what The Isle is, it's not some badass survival game where you have a M16, you're running through the woods, you know, and you're fighting cannibal overlords or some crap. No, you play as a dinosaur. This is a game where you play as a dinosaur and you eat smaller dinosaurs. It's like Feed and Grow Dinosaur. Let it sink in for a moment that swatting almost happened because people didn't have enough dinosaurs on their server. Now, how did this whole mess start? The whole mess started because I started playing on one server rather than the other. And that's basically how it happened. And then somehow it turns into people wanting to swat me. People wanting to swat my friends. People having quote-unquote addresses, like I mentioned previously. And you want to know the best part about all of this? You see, there are two types of game developer out there. There is the type that just doesn't care. They want to earn money and they don't really keep an eye on the communities forming within their game's community section stuff thingy that, yeah, boobies. And then there are game developers that, believe it or not, actually look out for their players and give a shit. A resident dumbass recently found out that the creator of The Isle actually gives a damn and doesn't stand for any form of threats when it comes to swatting, because they also happen to be a streamer and they understand how serious swatting is. So therefore, it's a big no-no. And then some people got banned, so it's not a good time. Thankfully, after all of this stuff went down and the swatting stuff was said, Bootymaster69 decided to make an announcement, kind of half-assedly claiming ownership over what had happened, but also still wanting to play the blame game. Now, I'm not going to go into the details and the nitty-gritty because I just simply don't want to drag out this video longer than it has to, because the big general message is you don't swat people, you don't threaten to swat people, you don't facilitate a community that can get so toxic they think of swatting people, because that reflects directly on yourself as a leader, and that's a bad leader. The half-assed apology is half-assedly accepted in this video. We thank you for your kind words, Bootymaster69. And thank you also for crediting me so much for bringing so many people over to the other server, even though I don't really credit myself that much at all at this point, because I could tell people about it. Yeah, I tell people about a lot of things because I'm a social media influencer. I do that. But it's ultimately up to the people that I tell people about to do things for the people that I told about the things of the people, going in a circle. You know what I mean? It's up to them to keep the players there, and they did something right if they kept the players there. I also just want to sprinkle a little bit of this in and say that you probably shouldn't call the lead developer of a game you play a dickhead. Particularly saying they only need to be enough of a dickhead to do something you don't like. Because unfortunately, you know, people tell Dondi things I didn't tell them, but someone else did, because I didn't even know this happened until I linked the dots together and saw the message Dondi made. But you don't really want to do that because they find out, and it's just not a good time for you or your server's reputation. And some developers are brutally honest. Unfortunately, there are people out there that get jealous to the point of threatening bodily harm, and in this case, swatting, I would feel constitutes to attempted murder. Because if the police go in there and, I don't know, they mistake your dick in your hand for a gun or a knife, I mean, you're gonna get shot, and at that point, you die. There are reports of people getting serious jail time for swatting and threatening to swat people, so don't go out of your way to be a dumbass and act like you're a fancy hacker of anonymous online, because it ends really badly 90% of the time for someone, not usually the hacker of hackerness, because reasons obviously. But either way, that's my little message to you. And also, this. Ultimately, I think this whole situation was stupid. I took a different stance on this video because I wanted to make it more of a joke than anything else. I hate taking a serious tone with this stuff at this point. It's not necessary. And I would even argue I shouldn't make a video and give this guy the spotlight, but I just, it's in my nature at this point. I have to, because you gotta weigh the pros and the cons. The pros, views, the cons, demonetized video, I guess? I don't know. I mean, what am I supposed to say, okay? Like, I look at this from all angles, I swear. Guys, that is it for now on this short video and everything that I had to say about the whole swatting incident that happened. At least now you guys are aware to a degree of some of the stuff that had happened. TLDR, Fallen Kingdom got jealous of Risen Realism for getting players. Their people started attacking out of nowhere and making things public that didn't need to be public, because I have a whole folder of things that if I make them public, it'll destroy the server. They've literally burned themselves to the ground, and all I have to do is put out the information, and I don't want to, because I'm done with this whole topic. I'm done with it. I also want to point out that there's a theory out there about the Isle servers that if you have enough of them, nothing will happen to you because the devs only care about money. I can personally vouch for the lead developer that he's donated a lot of money to charity, and he would already be a millionaire from the Isle if only he cared about money. There is a whole host of jokes you can use that will have way more of a less dramatic effect than saying you're going to swat myself or people and have people's personal information through the use of special hackering techniques. I can't wrap my brain around it because Captain Dildo, Captain Dumbass, Captain Everything is... people are being stupid. People are being really stupid. And this stupid of stupidness, stupid soup really caused me a lot of headaches yesterday. It caused me so much trouble yesterday. It's just been a giant emotional roller coaster. And at this point, even regurgitating any mention of the swatting makes me feel like an ex-girlfriend bringing up more old shit than a backed up toilet. But there is such a big message here to share with you guys, and I'm not going to ignore that. If you're mad at someone, you need to decide if threatening a life-altering thing is really the appropriate cause of action. If someone runs over your dog, do you kill their child? No, you don't, okay? If you ran over Rover and you're scared someone's about to kill your son or daughter, you bury the thing in the backyard and act like you didn't hit it. That's what you do. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was short, it was to the point, a little bit more editing and all that stuff. Not usually what I do because I like to do gameplay and stuff like that instead, but if you are new to the channel and you don't know about the Isle, you should check out one of my many videos on the game because it's actually kind of a cool up-and-coming game if you like dinosaurs and cannibals and tribals and all kinds of cool stuff. I hope you guys see through my very crude sarcasm and approach at this serious topic and take home that swatting is never okay. There is no instance in the history of ever where it's okay unless there is an actual threat where police response is required. Thank you again for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Hopefully you have a better day today than I did yesterday because yesterday was a total show. I'm going to end this video with the most important message I have ever left on a video in the history of ever, okay? When it comes down to it at the end of the day, you don't need